All right, so are you getting ready for an ICT Business Development Manager interview? Well, you're in the right place because we're going to take a deep dive into some of those potential questions that you might face. We're pulling from RoleCatcher's resources, and we're going to add some extra career insights to help you really stand out from the crowd. And let me tell you, this field is really hot right now. Demand is through the roof, which means the competition is pretty fierce. So think of this deep dive as your secret weapon.
Yeah, that's right. And it's not just about getting your foot in the door. It's about excelling in a role that really demands both business smarts and really in-depth tech knowledge.
Exactly. So before we jump into the nitty-gritty of those interview questions, let's paint a picture of what an ICT Business Development Manager actually does day to day.
So you can think of this role as kind of like a bridge, that connects a company's vision with those tech solutions that make it all happen. You're driving growth, you're crafting strategies, and you're even getting involved in product development and you know actually how that product gets to market. And then, of course, there are those high stakes negotiations that can really make or break a deal.
Wow. Sounds pretty intense. And where would you be doing all of this? Is it all, boardrooms and fancy offices?
Well, yeah, you'll definitely be spending time in an office environment, but be prepared for some travel too. Meeting suppliers, attending conferences, connecting with clients face to face. It's still really important for building those relationships.
Ah, so it's not just a desk job then. So before we tackle those interview questions, do you have any quick career tips that we could give our listener?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Certifications are a fantastic way to show you're serious about developing your professional skills. Think along the lines of a project management professional, or PMP, certified business development professional, so CBDP, or even a certified sales professional, CSP. There's also the certified professional in sales and marketing, so that's CPSM.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of acronyms.
hmm
But I get it. Certifications really do show you're committed. What else can give you an edge?
Well, instead of just listing skills on your resume, showcase your capabilities. RoleCatcher actually recommends building a portfolio of successful projects. It's really letting your work speak for itself.
I love that. Show, don't tell, right? And speaking of proactive moves, networking is crucial, right?
Yo, absolutely. Attending industry events and trade shows even before you land the job. It shows initiative and genuine interest in this field.
All right, so you heard it here first. Network, network, network. Now, you're ready to dive into some of those sample interview questions. These are pulled directly from RoleCatcher's database, so you know they're the real deal.
I think so. Remember, understanding the why behind each question is key to crafting answers that really resonate.
Exactly. So question number one, how did you first become interested in pursuing a career in ICT business development? Seems simple enough, but I bet there's more to it than meets the eye. So what's the interviewer really looking for here?
Passion, motivation.
Hmm.
They want to see that spark, that genuine interest that goes beyond just a rehearsed, generic answer.
Yeah.
What was the defining moment that ignited your interest in this field? Was it building a website in your teens? Maybe you were captivated by a tech company's success story. You really need to think back to a specific story or experience that really hooked you.
Okay, I love that. So it's not just about stating your interest, but it's about conveying that personal connection. So how can our listener craft an answer that truly stands out?
So think about how that early experience shaped your career choices. Did it lead you to pursue a specific degree? Did you start experimenting with side projects in your free time? The interviewer wants to see that your interest wasn't just a fleeting thought, but something that drove you to take concrete steps. And remember, RoleCatcher can help you fine-tune these narratives to really showcase those actions you took.
So it's about connecting that initial spark to tangible actions and demonstrating that passion through concrete examples. That makes a lot of sense.
A lot.
Okay, let's move on to question number two. Can you describe your experience in developing and implementing ICT business strategies for an organization? Now, this one sounds a bit more complex. How do we tackle it?
Structure is key here. Think of it as a mini presentation with a clear beginning, middle, and end. Imagine the interviewer is a potential client and you're walking them through your process. First, how did you identify market trends? What tools or methodologies did you use? What specific growth areas did you pinpoint? And finally, what strategies did you put into place to tap into those areas?
Okay, so it's not just about listing what you did, but about demonstrating your thought process. Makes it much more compelling. Anything else?
Definitely. Metrics matter. Don't just tell them what you did. Quantify your success. What were the measurable results of your strategies? Did you increase sales, expand market share, improve customer satisfaction? Numbers speak volumes, so be sure to back up your claims with concrete data.
Right, numbers speak louder than words. But what if our listener hasn't managed like a massive project yet. Can they still use this approach?
Oh, absolutely. Even if your examples come from smaller projects or initiatives, that's perfectly fine. The key is to be specific and showcase your understanding of the process. Avoid vague claims or generalizations and focus on the impact you made, even on a smaller scale. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can really shine. By inputting the specific requirements of the job description, you can tailor your answer to highlight the most relevant experiences and skills, even if they weren't part of a large-scale project.
That's such a valuable insight. So it's about being strategic in how you present your experience, even if you're earlier in your career. Okay, on to question number 3, and this one feels like a real opportunity to shine. How do you stay up to date with the latest ICT trends and technologies? What are some ways our listener can impress here?
So this is where you go beyond the obvious. Reading industry articles is a given, but what else sets you apart? Think about specific publications you follow. Maybe journals, blogs, or even thought leaders on social media. Attending industry conferences also demonstrates initiative and a genuine desire to learn.
Okay, so we've got publications, conferences. What about like more informal ways of staying current?
Oh, absolutely. Don't be afraid to mention podcasts or online communities where you engage with other professionals. Following thought leaders on platforms like LinkedIn or Twitter shows that you're plugged into the industry's pulse. It demonstrates that you're actively seeking out diverse perspectives and going beyond passive learning.
That's a great point. So it's about showcasing that intellectual curiosity, the desire to stay ahead of the curve. I bet RoleCatcher could help identify key publications or thought leaders based on specific job roles, right?
Exactly. The AI can analyze the job description and suggest relevant resources that align with the specific skills and technologies mentioned. It's like having a personalized roadmap for staying up to date in your chosen field.
Okay, that's incredible. All right, let's move on to question number 4. Can you describe a time when you successfully closed a significant ICT business deal? This one sounds like story time. What makes a good answer here?
A compelling anecdote that highlights not just your negotiation skills, but also your ability to build relationships, overcome obstacles, and ultimately drive results. Think of it as a mini case study, problem-solution result. And remember, just like with question 2, quantifiable results are crucial.
Yes, I can see how that would really paint a picture for the interviewer. Any advice on how to structure the story itself?
Think about the STAR method, situation, task, action, result. Clearly set the scene, describe your specific role and the challenges you faced. Highlight the actions you took to address those challenges. And then most importantly, emphasize the positive outcome. What was the impact of your successful deal? Did it increase revenue, secure a strategic partnership, or open up new markets? Be specific and quantify your success whenever possible.
That's a great tip. And you know what? This is a perfect example of where RoleCatcher's AI feedback can be invaluable. It can analyze your story, suggest ways to make it more concise and impactful, and even identify areas where you can quantify your achievements more effectively.
Absolutely. The AI can also help you tailor your story to the specific company and role you're interviewing for. It can highlight the aspects of your experience that are most relevant to their needs and priorities. Makes your answer even more compelling.
That's brilliant. All right, we've covered 4 crucial questions, but we've got more to uncover. Let's take a quick breath and then we'll dive into the next set.
Okay, so let's move on to question number 5. Can you describe your experience managing a team of ICT business development professionals? This one's all about leadership, so think carefully about how you want to approach it.
Yeah, it's not enough to simply say, I've managed teams, right?
Mhm.
This is where you really have a chance to showcase those soft skills that make you a great leader. What are some of the key points our listeners should focus on?
Think about specifics you know, the size of the teams you've led, their individual roles and responsibilities, and the overall results you achieved together. But it's not just about what you accomplished, it's about how you led them to success.
So it's about painting a picture of your leadership style.
Mm.
Are you collaborative, results-driven, a mentor?
Exactly. How do you motivate and coach team members? How do you foster their professional growth? Give concrete examples of how you've helped your team members develop new skills or overcome challenges. Did you implement any specific strategies or initiatives to enhance team performance?
I'm curious. Have you seen any candidates successfully use that approach? What made their answer stand out?
Yeah, I once interviewed a candidate who described how they implemented a mentorship program within their team. They paired junior members with more experienced professionals. And it not only fostered skill development, but also boosted team morale and collaboration. The candidate was able to quantify the results by showing how the program led to a significant increase in successful deals closed.
That's a fantastic example. It shows initiative, a commitment to team development, and the ability to measure impact. Okay, on to question 6. Can you describe a time when you had to navigate a complex ICT business challenge? Uh-oh, this one sounds a bit tricky. What's the interviewer really getting at here?
They want to assess your problem-solving skills. You know your ability to think strategically under pressure and your decision-making process. They're essentially looking for evidence that you can handle the unexpected and come up with effective solutions in a fast-paced environment.
So how can our listener craft a response that demonstrates these qualities?
Choose a specific challenging situation that had a real impact on the organization. Clearly describe the context, the stakeholders involved, and the potential consequences. Then walk them through your approach, how you analyzed the situation, identified potential solutions, weighed the risks, and ultimately made a decision.
Okay, so it's like telling a mini mystery, where you're the detective solving the case. But what if the situation didn't have a perfect happy ending? What if the project failed or the deal fell through?
Honesty is key. Even if the outcome wasn't ideal, focus on what you learned from the experience and how you applied those lessons to future challenges. It's all about demonstrating your ability to adapt, grow, and continuously improve your approach.
That's such an important point. It's not always about being right, but about showing that you can learn from your mistakes and come back stronger. I'm sure RoleCatcher's AI can provide some valuable feedback on framing these types of stories, right?
Absolutely. The AI can help you identify the key takeaways from your experience and ensure you're highlighting the skills and qualities the interviewer is looking for. It can also help you strike the right balance between acknowledging challenges and emphasizing your resilience and problem-solving abilities.
That's great to know. Okay, on to question 7. How do you approach building and managing relationships with key ICT industry stakeholders? This one feels crucial, especially in a field that's all about collaboration and partnerships.
You're absolutely right. This question is about more than just being friendly. It's about understanding the needs and concerns of your stakeholders, clients, partners, vendors, and building trust that leads to mutually beneficial outcomes. It's about demonstrating that you can cultivate strong relationships that drive business success.
So it's about being a relationship builder, not just a deal maker. How can our listener showcase this skill effectively?
Go beyond vague statements like, I'm a people person. Provide specific examples of how you've built and nurtured these relationships. Did you go the extra mile to understand a client's unique challenges? Did you proactively seek out opportunities to collaborate with partners? Did you negotiate a win-win solution with a vendor?
Those are great examples. It's about demonstrating that you value these relationships and see them as essential to your success. And I imagine RoleCatcher can help identify which types of relationships are most important for specific roles, right?
Yes, the AI can analyze the job description and provide insights into the key stakeholders the company works with. This allows you to tailor your answer to emphasize your experience building and managing relationships with those specific types of individuals or organizations.
That's so helpful. Okay, on to the final question in this set. Can you describe your experience with ICT market analysis and forecasting? This one sounds a bit more technical. What's the key takeaway here?
Well, the interviewer wants to understand your analytical skills and your ability to make data-driven decisions. It's about showing that you're not just following trends, but anticipating them and using that knowledge to develop effective business strategies.
So how can our listener approach this question confidently?
Describe the tools and methods you use to analyze market trends and identify growth opportunities. Do you use specific software databases or research methodologies? Then connect this analysis to concrete business decisions. How did your insights inform product development, marketing strategies, or sales targets? Remember, it's not just about crunching numbers. It's about turning data into actionable insights that drive business growth.
So instead of just saying, I'm good at market analysis,
Yeah.
you're backing it up with concrete evidence and real-world applications. That's brilliant. And I bet RoleCatcher can help showcase these skills effectively, right?
Absolutely. The AI can help you identify the key metrics and data points that are most relevant to the specific role you're applying for. It can also help you structure your answer to clearly demonstrate your analytical abilities and how they've translated into tangible results. It's like having a data analyst in your pocket, helping you present your skills in the most compelling way possible.
That's incredible. Okay, we've covered 8 in-depth questions, and I'm sure our listeners are already feeling much more confident about their upcoming interview. But before we wrap up, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier, RoleCatcher's AI-powered feedback. Can you elaborate on how that actually works?
Imagine this. You've crafted your answers to these sample questions and you're feeling pretty good about them. But now you can take it a step further. RoleCatcher's AI analyzes your responses, looking for areas where you can be more specific, more compelling, or more aligned with the specific job role.
So it's like having an expert editor for your interview answers. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But how does the AI know what the specific job role requires?
That's the genius part. You input the details of the job you're applying for, and the AI uses that information to tailor its feedback. It's like having a custom-made prep guide for each and every interview.
That's incredibly powerful. So it's not just about giving generic advice, it's about understanding the nuances of each specific role and tailoring your answers accordingly. I'm starting to see why you're so excited about RoleCatcher.
It's a game changer. And remember, the free version gives you access to a lot of these features, so you can try it out and see for yourself how powerful it is.
That's great news for our listener. They can get a taste of the AI magic without any commitment. All right, are you ready to wrap up this deep dive?
It really is remarkable how AI is reshaping the job search process. It's not just about matching keywords anymore. It's about understanding what's behind those words and crafting responses that really resonate with those human interviewers and those applicant tracking systems.
Yeah, it's like AI is helping us level up our communication skills, right?
Yeah.
Making us more effective and persuasive in how we present ourselves. It's pretty exciting stuff.
Absolutely. And think about this. RoleCatcher's AI-powered video analysis doesn't just focus on what you're saying, but how you're saying it.
Wait, really? It can analyze your body language and tone of voice? That's incredible.
Yeah, it's true. It can pick up on subtle cues like facial expressions, your posture, and even the pace of your speech, giving you feedback on how to project confidence, enthusiasm, and authenticity.
Wow. It's like having a personal English consultant and communication coach all rolled into one. That's got to be invaluable, especially for, those of us who might get a little nervous during interviews.
Exactly. It's all about helping you put your best foot forward. And the best part is, you can practice as much as you need to in the privacy of your own home until you feel completely comfortable and confident.
That's a game changer. Takes the pressure off those in-person mock interviews and allows you to really hone your presentation skills. So with all these incredible tools at your disposal, what's like the one piece of advice you would give to our listener as they prepare for their ICT Business Development Manager interview?
Be authentic, be passionate, and let your unique skills and experiences shine through. Don't be afraid to showcase your personality and your genuine enthusiasm for this exciting field.
That's fantastic advice. And remember, even if you don't land this particular job, the skills and insights you've gained during this preparation process will serve you well throughout your career journey. It's all about continuous learning and growth, right?
I couldn't agree more. The ICT field is constantly evolving, so embracing that mindset of lifelong learning is essential for success.
Well said. So you've heard it here first, folks. You've got the knowledge, the tools, and the motivation to ace that ICT Business Development Manager interview. Now go out there and make it happen.
And one last thought to leave you with. As you're researching companies and roles, think about what emerging ICT trends really excite you. How would you pitch those trends to a potential client? This kind of forward thinking will not only impress interviewers, but also set you apart as a true innovator in the field.
That's brilliant. It's not just about answering questions. It's about showing that you're already thinking like an ICT Business Development Manager, anticipating the future and bringing fresh ideas to the table. We can't wait to hear about your success stories.
Good luck. And let us know how your deep dive goes.